You mean to pick the child up. And, no. So what does raise mean if it's for children? Yeah, okay, good. To take care of them until they're older, right? You can say people don't raise their children well. Or something like that. And you can also say he raises pigs. Like a farmer that raises pigs. It means he has lots of pigs and he has them when they're babies and he takes care of them until they're big and then he sells them, something like that. Okay? So raise can be not only to pick something up, but it can also be for children. It can also be for animals. Right? And what does dictation mean? Dictation.
Write down what you hear.
Yeah, good. Okay? Whatever you hear, you write it down. So usually like a secretary or something like that will do dictation because her boss is too lazy to type his own letters. So he sits down and says what he wants, and then the secretary has to write down what he said. Right? And dictation is kind of like listening. But you can have a listening test that is not dictation. What would a listening test be? Yeah, listen, and then what would you write down? That would be dictation. Yeah, that would be dictation. Okay, good. So you could have, for example, you could have 3 pictures: a horse, a cow, and a pig. And then you would listen to someone saying, the farmer raises horses for a living. And then you have to circle the horse, right? Something like that. So lots of different kinds of listening tests. Okay, other questions? Between adopt and raise. Okay. What does adopt mean? Adopt. Anybody know? Not sure. Adopt is taking a baby into your house that is not your baby. Taking a baby that's not yours into your house. Okay? So you take somebody else's baby and you raise someone else's child. And you adopt. Yes. Adopt just means you sign a paper that says you are now my child. But it's not really your child. Yeah? So that's adopt. Raise just means to take care of them until they're big. So you can adopt a baby and then leave it and go ahead. You can adopt a baby and not raise it. Or you can raise your own child and never adopt a baby. So they're actually quite different. Raise just means to take care of them. Adopt just means to sign a paper that says you are now my child. Other questions? No? All right. Yeah, this is Ling Yang, and this is Yang. Yang Dao Da or something like that. All right, today we're talking about. I'll move over here. Intonation. What does intonation mean? Okay, so intonation can be moving your voice high and low, or higher and lower, yeah? Or changing your voice higher and lower. What else? Stress, Right? Intonation is kind of like stress. It's similar to stress, but stress is usually taking one word and making it stronger, making it louder. Whereas intonation is more moving it up and moving it down. So they're related, but they're a little bit different. And to give you an example, if we take the phrase, come on. What can come on mean? First, I want you to talk together in your groups. I want you to think of at least 3 different things that come on can mean. Alright, so 2. 1 minute. Go. What can come on mean? How can you change it by changing the intonation? Only one? Only 2? Oh, you can do better than that. Alright, everybody back up here. What can come on mean? What can it mean? Hurry up, okay? So it can mean hurry. And how would you say it if it means hurry? Hey, come on! Alright, what else can it mean? Impossible. Yes, impossible. How would you say that it's impossible? If it's impossible, you probably say, oh, come on. Come on. Which is different. Come on. Like, come on. What else could it mean? Please. Okay, good. And how do you use it for please? Come on. Yeah? Like when your lottery numbers come out. 1, 2, oh, come on. 3, yeah. What else? Come on, let's go. Good, right? So usually it means let's go, right? Usually it means let's go. And how would you say it? Hey, come on. Right? Come on. What else could it mean? What? Entice. What is it? How would you say it? Yeah? How would you say it for enticing someone? Or maybe a dog. Think about it like enticing a dog would be easier to think. What do you say? What do you say? Come on. Yeah? What else? My son uses this one. He learned it from me though. How would you say it? Stronger than that. Yeah. Come on! Yeah? Come on! Stop it! Yeah? So, we can say hurry, come on! Or, impossible, come on! Or please, come on! Or let's go, come on! Or entice, come on. Or stop it, come on! Okay? So lots of different meanings, but they're all using the same two words. This is the reason that dirty words, that bad words, are very, very popular. You know what I mean? Because you can take the SH something T and it can mean 1,000 different things depending on how you say it. It can mean something from really, really, really good to something really, really, really bad. And anything in between. Because these words don't mean anything by themselves. When we say this word, we don't mean what you produce in the bathroom. That's not what we're talking about. It's just a feeling. So this is kind of just a raw sound, and then depending on how we change that sound, we can say anything we want to. So that's why cursing is very, very popular, very, very common, right? Because you can make it whatever you want it to be. You can make it whatever you want it to be. So, in your book, page number 84. Page 84. When we want to get someone's attention, we can say, excuse me, or sorry. When we say sorry to get someone's attention, we are saying, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you, but I need to talk to you. Right? But the way that we say, excuse me, is very different. Or the way that we say sorry is very different. We can also get a person's attention by saying the person's name, Sonia, Mr. Smith. With strangers, we can say sir, miss, or ma'am. This is hard in Taiwan. Oops. Right? In America, you'll often hear people say ma'am. But in Taiwan, everybody always hears man. Right? They sound very similar. To our ears, to foreigners' ears, it's very clear difference. But to Taiwanese people's ears, it's a hard difference to make, yeah? Because the end is this difference between and right? So we can say ma'am rhymes with ham. We use a special intonation with attention getters like excuse me or Mr. Jones. Right? We don't just say Mr. Jones. We say it in a special way that means Mr. Jones, I need to talk to you, so please look at me. Okay, so let's listen to their examples. It's probably going to be the clearest thing.
3C. Speaking. Pronunciation. Intonation. Attention getters and polite questions. Page 84.
Excuse me. Sorry. Sir? Mr. Smith?
Do you have the time?
Oops. Alright, so listen to the attention getters again. At the end of the attention getter, does the voice fall or does it stay high? Does it go up or down? Yeah, it goes up. And does it go back down or does it stay up? Yeah, it stays up. Alright, it stays up. It's actually the same as Chinese. But in Chinese, you do it a little bit different. For example, in America, we would say, sir, sir. Yeah. In Chinese, you say, who are you? But you don't say who. Because your grammar is different, so we can't do it in English, yeah? What do you say in Chinese? 你是谁, but you don't say who. So take off the shade. Hey, there you go. 你是. Okay, the same idea. You put it up there and then it stays high. So the same idea.
3C. Attention getters.
Me?
Oh,
Page 84.
Excuse me.
so excuse me. Which, if you're pushing past somebody, you don't say, excuse me, what do you say? Yeah, excuse me, you boom, 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 it goes down, right? But if you want to talk to them, you say, excuse me, and you go up.
Sorry.
So sorry means I want to talk to you. How do you say, oh, I broke your computer? Oh, sorry. You go down, right? So it's different.
Sir,
Sir, right? Go down.
Mr. Smith,
Mr. Smith. But every time you talk to Mr. Smith, you don't say, this is Mr. Smith. You say, this is Mr. Smith, right? So it goes down again.
Do you have the time?
Alright, so look. Okay, the second part is when we ask polite questions, we use a special intonation, alright? So, if you're going to ask your mom or your dad what time is it, or what time it is, what do you say? Hey! What do you say? You want to ask your brother. Because nobody's polite to their brother, right? So what do you say to your brother if you want to ask the time? Hey! What time is it? Yeah? What time is it? It goes down. But if we want to be polite, we change the way that we say it. We don't say, what time is it? We say,
sir,
oh,
Mr. Smith,
Do you have the time?
right? Do you have the time? Right? Do you have the time? Do you have the time is more polite because we're not only asking them what time it is, we're asking them if they know what time it is, right? So it's one step removed. You know what I mean? 他又退一步，不是直接问他几点，问他知不知道现在是几点啊 ？OK， so 再退一步比较礼貌。
Can you hold the door for me?
Can you hold the door for me? Goes on.
Would you like me to hold the door for you?
Okay. Would you like me to hold the door for you? Stays up. Other questions? Yes. Oh, wait, what's the difference? It's more polite. Why? Which one's more polite? Why? I have a stupid theory about it. It's longer. So, can you hold the door? Could you hold the door? Could you please hold the door? Could I trouble you to please hold the door? Could you please hold the door for me sometime? Alright, so the longer you get, the more polite it gets. Not all the time. Not all the time. But it's a good, we call it a rule of thumb. You know what a rule of thumb means? You know thumb? Thumb. And how does that connect with rule? I have no idea. 大拇指的规定是大概. Right? A rule of thumb just means it usually works. It doesn't always work, but it usually works. Yeah. 跟大拇指我也不知道有什么关系. We call it a rule of thumb. Right? So generally speaking, the longer it is, the more polite it is. Okay? Other questions?
When we say excuse me, but I also say excuse you.
Excuse you.
It's just for kidding.
Yeah, very rude though.
Very rude.
Yeah, very rude. So we do it for kidding too. So it's very rude. Like if we knock into somebody and you say excuse you, if it's with your friend, then you boom, oh, excuse you. But if you're walking down the street and somebody runs into you and you say excuse you, then they're like, whoa. It's very rude. Yeah, very rude.
But it doesn't mean
It means this, or the same meaning but opposite at the same time. Excuse me means I'm sorry. Excuse you means you should be sorry. But you're not because you didn't say anything. So usually if we're walking down the street and you run into somebody, you say, oh, excuse me. Even if it's their fault, you want to be polite. So you say, oh, I'm sorry. But if you run into somebody and say, "Excuse you," then it means you should be sorry. Why did you not say you're sorry to me? Yeah. So it's the same context, but the opposite meaning. Okay. So yeah, you have to be careful. With people you know, okay, no problem. With people you don't know, unless you want to fight, or if you want them to wake up. Okay. So it's very useful though for that. Okay. Other questions? Yes.
老师，我这边用中文讲的比较
OK
我以前有听过一个讲法，是说 can 是说讲一个人的能力，就是说这个 ability， 或者是说你有这个 ability， 可是你要不要，看你要不要做。所以有人说应该要用 could 会比较说你有这能力是看你的意愿，是这种讲法吗？
If you dig deep into it, yes. 如果你挖很深的话，然后去判断它原来的意义是没有错。It's the same difference as can and may. Not the same, but similar. For example, when we were kids, if you go and ask your teacher, "Can I go to the bathroom?" If you have a nice teacher, she'll say yes. If you have a mean teacher, she'll say, "I don't know, can you?" Do you know what I mean? Can I go to the bathroom? I don't know, can you? Do you have the ability to go to the bathroom and pee? Or do you have to go to the hospital and see a doctor about a problem that you have? Because the more traditional teachers, they want you to say may. So you'll go ask the teacher, "Can I go to the bathroom?" She'll say, "I don't know, can you?" And you say, "May I go to the bathroom?" She said, "Yes, you may," and then you can leave. Okay. So the same idea, 这个是能力，就是容不容许我去，就是一般的人都是把他们当做一样的。Unless you specifically, can you lift this table? Then it's a question of, are you strong enough to lift the table? So then it's more clear. Okay, other questions? Okay? Alright. So next one, number 1. With polite questions, the speaker's voice falls to a low note and then rises to a high note at the end. 所以这种东西不要教小孩，有点复杂。如果你谈的那么深的话，小孩就会傻眼了，然后越来越糊涂，不知道要怎么做。Right, so the voice falls to a low note and then rises to a high note at the end. Listen to the questions again. Underline the words where the voice falls to a low note and then rises to a high note. Okay, so listen one more time to our question, and then I'll give you a couple minutes to discuss. Right? See.
Attention getters and polite questions. Page 84.
Excuse me.
Oh, excuse me.
Sorry.
Can you hold the door for me?
Wait. All right, one more time.
Sorry. Sir? Mr. Smith?
All right, here we go. So, number 2. Underline the, what does it say underline? Underline the words where it falls, and then underline the word where it rises back up. All right, here we go.
Do you have the time?
Sir? Mr. Smith?
Do you have the time?
Next one.
Can you hold the door for me? Would you like me to hold the door for you? Can you hold the door for me? Do you have the time?
Do you have the time?
Can you hold the door for me?
Door.
Would you like me to hold the door for you?
All right, give you 1 minute. Work with the person next to you. See if you can figure it out. 来，互相讨论一下，看哪里 低层在那里，高层在哪里？ All right, here we go.
Would you like me to hold the door for you? Would you like me to hold the time? Do you have the time?
Do you have the time? Where's the low point? Do you? Or that?
Do you have the time?
Let me make it louder if I can.
Can you hold, I have the time? Do you have the time?
Do you have the time? Yeah, about have is about the low point, right? And then time is the high point. So do you have the time? Do you have the time? Right, next one.
Can you hold the door for me?
What do you think?
Can you hold the door for me?
Who says hold? Hold? Door? Over there.
Can you hold the door for me?
Yeah, about hold or door, somewhere around there, right? Can you hold the door for me? Right? Can you hold the door for me? So hold and door both really long, right?
Would you like me to hold the door for you? Would you like me to hold the door for you? Would you like me to hold the door for you?
More complicated, eh? Since this is a longer question, I don't think there's just one up and or one down and up. Right? I think it's would you like me to hold the door for you? Right? So I think it goes down, it starts down, goes up, goes down again, and goes back up. So is this rule really, really important that we go down and then go back up? It's not important where you go down or where you go up. Right? The important thing is just that usually we're down around the middle and then we're up around the end. Right? So would you like me to hold the door for you? As long as you're polite when you say it, I think we're okay. Alright? So don't think too much about it because some of your sentences are going to go like this. Because nothing is as simple as excuse me is always going to be excuse me, alright? But your sentences aren't always going to be like that. So let's look at the bottom, alright, in the green box. Green box on the bottom. And we're going to
Page 84, exercise 1.
Do you have the time? Can you hold the door for me? Would you like me to hold the door for you?
Page 84, exercise 1.
Do you have the time? Can you hold the door for me? Would you like me to hold the door for you?
oh, that's the same thing. Alright? So let's go to number 2. Oh, alright, let's read the green box here. First one, attention getters, your voice rises a little at the end. So, excuse me, or miss, alright, or polite questions, your voice falls to a low tone on the important word and then continues to rise to a high note. The important part of the intonation pattern is the fall to the low note and then the rise to the high note. So as long as you go down and up, somewhere about the middle and the end, then you're okay. Okay, so do you have the time? Or can you hold the door for me? Then we're about okay. Attention getters and polite questions together. So if you say excuse me at the beginning of a sentence, it's going to be different from if you say it by itself. So you just say excuse me, excuse me. It's going to go up, up, up. Yeah? But if you say excuse me, do you have the time? Then excuse me goes down and then goes back up. Can you say excuse me? Do you have the time? Yes. And that's probably why we don't do it. Yeah? Okay? So the same thing is the tiger rule. 为什么 tiger rule 会变成 D 或什么的？因为你一直讲会很累，所以你自然就好了，你觉得舒服都应该差不多了。You can say, excuse me, do you have the time? You can if you want. Right? But it's going to be much slower. You're not going to say, excuse me, do you have the time? Too fast, yeah? If you say it together, it's going to go down and then up. Same as the second part here. 它的道理是跟中间这一块一样啊，下去上去。那如果你加 excuse me 在前面，那 excuse me 就是你下去的那一块。Okay? So excuse me, do you have the time? Or Sonia, can you hold the door for me? Right? If you want to call Sonia's name, you would say, Sonia, can you hold the door for me? Right? So you would be up and then up. 可是把它们两个放在一起的时候，变成 Sonia 是下去的部分啊。So Sonia, can you hold the door for me? Right? So Sonia 是下去，然后其他慢慢上去。OK? 不要想太多。Number 2 on the next page. Number 2. 54. Here we go.
Page 85. Exercise 2. 1,
Can you help me?
2,
Could you turn off your cell phone?
3,
Can I ask you a question?
4,
Could you help me with some directions?
5,
Would you like some help?
6,
Is this seat taken?
7,
You look lost. Can I help you?
8,
Can I borrow your book?
Alright, so let's look at the directions. Listen to the questions. Underline the part where the voice falls and then rises. Okay? So, one more time. This time, underline where the voice is the lowest. Right? Where the voice is the lowest. Here we go.
page 85. Exercise 2. 1,
Can you help me?
So, where's the low part?
Can you help me?
Underline the low word.
2,
Could you turn off your cell phone? Could you turn off your cell phone?
Three,
Can I ask you a question?
Okay?
Can I ask you a question?
4,
Could you help me with some directions?
4,
Could you help me with some directions?
5.
Would you like some help? Would you like some help?
Six.
Is this seat taken? Is this seat taken?
7.
You look lost. Can I help you? You look lost. Can I help you?
8.
Can I borrow your book? Can I borrow your book?
Compare with the person next to you. Yes. Yes. It's clear. 不一定，只能说不一定。如果是讲快一点的话，比较会落掉。那这个是第一，他讲的慢，他是温柔的讲。第二，他是这一句话最后一个字，那最后一个字平常都会比较慢，所以不一定。我教你那个重点是，我要一直去找那个才会有 T 啊，你要知道大概那个意思才比较好抓住。Both would you? But they're both okay then. I'll explain in a second. You have the same answer? Really? Oh, I figured lots of people would have very different. Alright, so let's listen and see your ideas. Here we go.
Page 85. Exercise 2. 1.
You have to tell me your answers and then I'll tell you what the book says.
Can you help me?
So where's the low point? Help. Anybody else? You. Anybody else? Huh? 10. Any more?
1.
Can you help me?
Can you help me? Alright, so the book says help. The book says help. Alright. Can you help me?
help me?
Can you help me? Help me. Number 2.
2,
Could you turn off your cell phone?
What do you think? Turn off. Anybody else? I don't think there's a right answer. I don't think the book is necessarily correct. Okay? Any other ideas?
Could you turn off your cell phone?
Or not?
Could you turn off your cell phone?
Cell phone goes up, yeah. Right, over there.
Could you turn off your cell phone?
Where's the low point? Could you
Turn off your
turn off
Could you turn off your cell phone?
Could you turn off your cell phone? Alright, so we got your. Any more?
Could you turn off your cell phone?
Book says turn off. Right? Could you turn off your cell phone? Right? Could you turn off your cell phone? I think it's more your. Yeah. I would say your. Book says turn on. Could you turn off your cell phone? Because your cell phone drops down. Right?
Could you turn off your cell phone?
Right? For me, it would be, could you turn off your cell phone? That's what it sounds like to me. Right. Number
3,
Can I ask you a question?
What do you think? Ask. Any more? You. Any more? Now you guys are just saying all the words. Any more? Or
Can I ask you a question?
can I? Book says ask. Can I ask you a question? Or
Can I ask you a question?
I would say you. Can I ask you a question? That's what it sounds like to me. Right? For their rule, the important word is ask. So that's their idea. Yeah?
Can I ask you a question?
Can I ask you a question? So for me, it sounds like it drops to you.
4,
Could you help me with some directions?
Help. Any more?
Help me with some Could you help me with some directions?
With.
4,
Could you help me with some directions?
Me. With. Book says. Help.
4,
Could you help me?
Could you help me? Oh wait, I think it's okay.
Could you help me with some directions?
Could you help me with some directions? Like, could you help me with some directions? Or
5,
Would you like some help?
like. Anyone?
Would you like some help?
Everybody says like some.
Would you like some help?
Really? Like with some? Book says like, but I agree with Cassie.
Would you like some help?
Would you like some help? It sounds like it drops for some. The important word is like, but it sounds to me like it drops for some. Right. Next one.
6,
Is this seat taken?
Seat taken.
Is this seat taken?
kind of weird.
Is this seat taken?
Is this seat taken? So it's kind of drop up, eh? So I'd say both of these probably somewhere around there.
Is this seat taken?
Is this seat taken? And then it goes straight back up for the N or Ken.
7,
You look lost. Can I help you?
No.
Lost.
You look lost.
You look lost, right? So that's for that sentence. How about the second question, right? The question.
Can I help you?
Help, alright? So we got help anymore?
Lost. Can I help you?
Lost. But then the question. Okay. They say I. Huh? Or not?
7,
You look lost. Can I help you?
Can I help you? Help, man. Yeah, help.
Lost. Can I help you?
Help you.
Eight.
Help is better, I think.
8,
Can I borrow your book?
Wow.
Or not?
8,
Can I borrow your book?
Borrow? I think we're okay. Yeah? Can I borrow your book? I think that one's more clear. Okay? So the important thing is not necessarily where it falls. The important thing is that in somewhere in the middle, you kind of go down a little bit and then make sure you raise it back up in the end. Okay? 重点不是它在哪里，大概在重点那一块下去一下，然后最重要的事情是后面你要高一点才比较礼貌的感觉啊。On Wednesday, last Wednesday, I had to go to a meeting, and we had a presentation from a Chinese teacher, Taiwanese teacher. And at the end, anytime somebody said a comment, 有老师提出什么 idea 或什么的，他会讲一句，我忘记他讲哪一句，可是他会每次都讲那一句，可是他 intonation 是不对的，所以他每次讲的时候好像在骂人。如果他 intonation 是上去的话，他讲的那一句话是很礼貌，可是他每次 intonation 是下去，所以每次好像是谢谢，可是我不要听，就是那个感觉。I forgot what she said. It's something like thank you, just something like thank you for your comment. Eh? If you say, oh, thank you for your comment, it'd be really nice. She would always say something like, thank you for your comment. Something like that. It's like, shut up. Right? So if you go up, it's very polite. If you go down, it means I don't want to listen. Right? So you have to be careful. That is the one important thing. So the important thing is that it goes up at the end, not where it goes down. Right? Next one, number 3. Listen to the attention getters and repeat them. We'll do this very quickly. Okay? This is going to be very simple, very easy. And is it 55?
page 85, exercise 3.
Yes.
1. Excuse me? 2. Sir? 3. Carlos? 4. Sorry?
One thing, sorry is the opposite of sorry. Like, sorry means I did something wrong. Sorry means I didn't hear you. So very different. Like, 这个单词特别提出完全不一样的意思啊。Sorry means what? I didn't hear you. Sorry means I messed up. Okay?
5. Ma'am? 6. Mrs. Peters? 7. Professor Jones? 8. Dr. Sanford? 9.
Any questions? Yes.
那个84页
84页 yes page
的那个
80
Kingsley
啊
好像不是直接。
Okay. If you say, very good point. So first one, how would you say it? Excuse me? Excuse me. Okay, so you say, excuse me. What does that mean? These three mean different things. They use the same word, but if you say them differently, they mean different things. If you get excuse me, what does it mean? Yes, to interrupt or to tell somebody to move, right? Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, right? Hey, wait. Excuse me. Or to get somebody's attention, right? Excuse me. Yeah, look at me, okay? Excuse me. If you want to push past somebody, what would you say? Yeah, excuse me, alright? So it'd be, excuse me. Like that. Right? Excuse me would be get out of the way. So, excuse me means look at me. Excuse me means move. And there's one more. Excuse me? What does that mean? Did I say something wrong? How do you mean? Oh, okay.
你认为我说错了什么东西，你就会说，哎，可是对方可能觉得没有啊。你觉得我说错了什么东西？
Right. Can you give me an example? Okay. So here, when we say this one, excuse me means, hey, over here, right? Like if you're in a restaurant and you want to call a waiter, excuse me. This is Jimmy. Ah. If you say, excuse me, what does it mean? Excuse me. It means move out of the way, right? Get out of the way. Say, excuse me? Yeah, I mean what? I don't understand. Can you say it again? Right? Excuse me? I don't understand. I think you've got another one, but I can't grab it in my head, yeah?
就是譬如说那个 Mandy 他讲的某个东西，然后我觉得他有一点冒犯。
Right. Excuse me?
但是我不会这么生气。
Right.
我会觉得，哎，你质疑我的话，Mandy 马上质疑我的话，就有点。
So that would be this one, right? Yeah. So if you say, easy example, if you say black people are evil, for an American, if you say that to an American, we'd be like, excuse me? Yeah. What are you talking about, kind of thing? Which would be the same as, what? What are you talking about, man? Because our ideas are different. Okay? If you want to make that too angry, excuse me would be hard on me, right? Excuse me means I don't want to talk to you anymore. Okay? So the same as come on, depending on how you say it, it can change lots of different meanings. The best way to learn, listen to as many things as you can. And then you'll start to get the idea of how we express emotion through raw sound. Right? This is what I'm talking about when you say a bad word. Shh. As opposed to shh. Right? That's just a raw sound. Whatever, you can make whatever sound you want. You can say, wow, wow. It doesn't matter what the sound is, yeah? Just raw sound. If you listen a lot, you can see how we change the sound to express emotion.
Did I say something wrong to the third letter? Did I say something wrong? It's the third.
Did I say something wrong?
This one, the third.
Give me an example. Did I say something wrong?
Excuse me. When you say me, it's not only me one, or I mean, did I say something wrong? Also,
As a question, did I say something wrong? Excuse me. I'm not sure how you would use that. Like if I say, I don't like black people, how would you use excuse me after that? I would say, excuse me. That means I didn't mean to say that. But I'm not sure if you can use it as a question. Yeah. In that sense.
so did I say something wrong? It didn't mean excuse me.
Did I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think it can be used in that way. It can be used as I said something wrong. Like, oh, excuse me. Means I didn't mean to say that. Yeah. Right? I'm not sure if it can be used as a question in that way. Yes? The difference is nobody says pardon. I could explain a lot more, but the easy difference is nobody says pardon, or not very often. Pardon. 我想不出任何听过别人说 pardon 的，可能我一辈子听到英文母语的人讲 pardon 或者 pardon me， 可能不到50。我不知道，因为是美国跟英国的分别，或是传统跟现代的分别，或什么我不知道。可是我们很少会说 pardon me。我们都知道 pardon me 这个字，因为你看书什么的都会写，然后它的意思就是 excuse me。可是我们很少会讲。I beg your pardon would be a little bit more. Yeah, sometimes you hear people say, I beg your pardon, which means I don't understand what you said. Or I don't like what you said. If you change the intonation. Yeah. I beg your pardon means I don't understand. I beg your pardon means I don't like what you said. Okay. Yes.
Please say again, it's also excuse me.
This is excuse me, which is kind of what we're doing today. Okay? Excuse me means I want to get your attention. So it's an attention getter, which is what's in the book. Move out of the way is excuse me, goes down there. Excuse me, I don't understand what you said would be excuse me?